So we're now looking at question 6C onwards. So the first half of C was looking at a different excerpt called Who Will Sing Me Lullabies by Kate Crosby. Excerpt B looks at the same artist again, I Courted a Sailor. So you need to make sure that your answers for 6C onwards look at the second piece, which you also hear 4 times. It asks you for 6C, what is the interval? So again, we're looking for a number sung to the words bound for, heard 4 times in this chorus. So I'm going to highlight chorus because that becomes very important in a later question. So the first thing I would do is I'd look for and I would underline the words bound for every time to help me focus my mind. So it's bound for, bound for, bound for, and indeed bound for. So I know every time I hear those 2 words, I'm probably looking for the difference between the note of bound and the note of for. And obviously we won't be able to get this answer right without hearing the extract, but again it's worth 2 marks. So just like in a previous question where we saw an interval question being worth 2 marks, we'll need the number and the word that you would put before it, as you can see on our previous videos on scales. So the correct answer is 4. Part of me is tempted to suggest that the clue in the answer is the bound for, and it's a bit of word painting on Kate Crosby's part. She's painting the idea of 4 by using an interval of 4th, but it might not necessarily be the best way to gamble on this one. But to say that there's a perfect 4th would be the right answer. The next question is a time signature. Now, if you'd been alert in the previous question, you could have discovered that the previous one was in 3/4 just by looking here. Now, that doesn't tell us the right answer because it's a different excerpt. We are looking for a time signature again, but we do know that Kate Crosby can write in 3 time, as most musicians I'm sure can. But sure enough, the answer here is again 3/4. Now it does allow you to give 6/8 or 12/8. All of them are a type of 3 time, I suppose. 6/8 can be, instead of 1 2 3 4 5 6, it can be 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3. And of course all of these fractions can cancel down to 3/4 if you're any good with your old mathematics. So putting in the answer of 3/4 is the right answer there. I wouldn't suggest trying to gamble in the way I've done there, but it is a little bit of a clue in the paper. The next question can in fact be pretty certainly answered without listening to the recording at all. Which of the following plans best suits the chorus's melody? That's why I highlighted chorus in this earlier extract, because really we can already see a relationship in terms of structure just from the lyric writing. We've got I'm bound for the waves, the waves, dearest Annie, and that exact same lyric repeats again here. Oh, I'm bound for the waves, dearest Annie. So it's already suggesting to me that's probably the same pitch for both, the same pitches, the same melody for both lines. And then we've got a similarity between bound for the waves upon the sea, and bound for the waves, the captain calls me. Both of them rhyme. They both start with the same line, the right number of syllables in them. So my gut would be to say that it's an A. In fact, I'll use this to point, an A, B, A, B structure. So I then look at my question and I'd see A, B is one of the options here. That was meant to be a circle, so I'm going to make it a circle because I like circles. Circles are good. I've drawn a circle before. A, B. Then I would just listen to the example to make sure that that is indeed the case musically as well as lyrically. Name the instrument playing at the end of the excerpt, so you would have to listen to be sure of that, and in this example the correct answer is guitar, so we would need to put guitar in the answer there. So again, similar to the previous page where we were looking for repeated notes, here I was using repeated lyrics to give me a clue as to the phrasing of the structure here. Of course you do need to listen to the extract to be certain that your answer is right.